Fuck it, we'll roll like this. Hey there guys, Noah here. Welcome back to another Vanguard discussion video. Today, we are going over the results from the Bushiroad World Championships for both Standard and Premium. So, if my voice is a little messed up, it's one, because I just woke up, and two, finals have been kicking my butt, so yeah, take that as you will. But with that being said, I do want to at least go over the decks that actually won, the decks that kind of followed suit. I kind of go over the deck representation as well, because I think a lot of people can mutually agree. This World Championships, at least for Standard, was kind of just one-sided. There were kind of a few surprises, but we kind of expected it. So, top four, obviously deck representation, like you see it, first place, Buff Sagra. This was not even going to be a question. The fact that Virelord was at 4 kind of just swung games in its favor a little bit more so. Especially with the restanders, the fact that Trick Moon is so good. Like, genuinely, like, if Buff Sagra had gotten hit initially, I almost wonder if it still would have come first. Those of you who play in the Japanese meta that now have Virelord to 1, let me know in the comment section if Bob is still that good. But you can see here, like, 52% Dragon Empire. I don't know how many of them were Bob, but I'm going to assume most of them were. And then you have a lot of, like, Brankgate as well, which second place was, you know, Bat. So, for those of you who don't understand how Bat works, basically, Outlaglima basically sets up a lot of set orders, and then you allow yourself to restand other cards and just kind of continue this negative feedback loop to a point where there's no way to stop it. Especially if it goes first and it pops off and you're on grade 2, you essentially have to hope you hit OT against it. That's just the name of the game. So that came second. Third was another Buff Sagra. You know, we've already run over this. And then fourth was Brazil. This one caught me off guard initially because this guy was running full battle as a starter. I'm like, is this guy running Shadow Powder? And then he rode the grade 1. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this is just Brazil. But honestly, it's pretty standard, you know, Caterpillar list. You know, Tayfall, Saragon, which is probably going to get hit in the near future as well. Again, this makes me question whether or not if we had gotten the restriction between Raziel and Saragon immediately before Worlds, if Raziel would have done that well to begin with. But who knows? Maybe we'll see some results throughout the Summerfest season and kind of dictate or kind of lean into that a bit. But regardless, overall, for Standard at least, I think that this was to be completely expected, especially since we knew Buff Sagra was a problem in the Japanese meta. So yeah, no real surprises there. So I want to really sink my teeth into Premium, because before we even go over what was like fully represented, I do want to emphasize one thing. This was a complete wild card for the most part, right? I think a lot of us had a lot of like predictions. I know Winning Image did a prediction video right before Worlds, and he kind of said like, hey, don't be surprised if like a bunch of random crazy stuff happens. And for the most part, I agreed with his picks. But I think the one thing that no one expected to win, especially after the ban list, was Fenrir. Fenrir OTK. It came back. Somehow, miraculously, even though all of its major like problem child cards got hit, even with Gelga to 1, and it's still consistent. Like, you can't make this up. You really can't. I don't entirely know how consistent this would have, like, I don't know. I think the sad part is if they didn't do the restrictions the way they did but prior, I think we would see a lot more Genesis, but the fact that it came first 2 years in a row is really telling of how strong Genesis' card pool is. I think a lot of people just sleep on this deck, and I don't understand why. It is absurd, honestly, that it came first. I haven't had time to actually fully look into what makes this deck so viable. I know there's like an OTK strategy, and if you guys can kind of clear that up for me in the comment section and explain kind of some of the combo lines, that would be greatly appreciated. I know over on Kingslayer Cards, someone posted up a deck profile, so maybe I'll link that, and maybe I'll try to go through that at some point. But yeah, Genesis winning first, kind of surprising. The infographic got this a bit wrong, but I'm gonna kind of go down here. So Robo Frenzy came second with DI. Now, DI also got hit. So, the two decks that came, like, first and second recently got hit probably the hardest on the ban list recently, outside of Greydora. And so, this kind of shocked me a bit, too. But after sitting down and, like, thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense. Also, the fact that I think they fucked up some of the stuff here, so I don't know what happened here. Like, they still have Hope on Damp on the screen here. Hopefully they fix that. But I'm pretty sure this person was like running a like an Amon list, I think. Don't quote me on that. But then we get to DRAGNOA's list, which I posted up on Twitter how this combo works. But essentially, and this isn't even the right list. What happened here? Okay, so I had to pull this up so swiftly from DRAGNOA's thing, because obviously the lists are completely off. Like, I don't know how you even messed that up, but this is the third place list. The main combo in this entire deck is Shout. Screaming and Dancing announced through Shout. This card is problematic, to say the least. So basically what Shout allows you to do is it rests itself, forces you and your opponent to reveal the top card of your deck. If you have a higher grade when you reveal it, you add it to your hand. If not, you soul charge it. And the idea of it is basically to infinite loop this effect as many times as necessary. Multiple cards basically allow you to either restand the Shout or add it back to hand, or some combination of the two. And basically, your idea is to basically mill your opponent's deck out. And I think this is arguably worse as in terms of overall consistency than Martoa Loop a while back. And that's just simply because of just the consistency pieces. It is actually insane. The idea that you have such a strong win condition is just insane to me. Like, I don't even know. Like, when I saw this list, I'm like, this is gross. Because multiple of your grade 2s either just help you restand or just add back to hand or some combination. And then you have Scarlet Bird, which kind of just restands everything. So that's just kind of funny in retrospect. But from what I remember reading online, Derek said he was like practicing this non-stop for like 2 weeks straight, basically. Or maybe it was like literally at the last minute he decided, you know what? Let's just take this and see how far we get. And then he came third. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for Fenrir, it's probably likely that he would have come first place with this list. Like, I think this deck is gross. Like, if I had to redo an entire tier list based off of what we saw at Worlds, I'm going to be truthful, this goes in tier 0. I'm being genuinely serious. I think as more people pick up this deck, I think a lot more people are going to realize, wow, this deck is broken. This deck is actually crazy. So, yeah, congratulations to DRAGNOA for the third place. And then I think fourth is fine, quote unquote. I think this was Narukami. I don't entirely know now, because fuck knows, you know. It's, you know, when VG Paradox comes up with the actual, like, proper, like, they will know exactly for sure. But, because obviously Bushido can't be trusted for anything. So, but yeah, honestly, if this is the actual list, it doesn't surprise me too much. Mostly because of just the overall consistency pieces that you have here. The fact that Valkyrie Saber Reverse is just gross. Like, Ty Smith made fun of this card because it's just like, stop using this card, and yet it's like easily the most consistent way how to play this deck. It applies so much pressure because every time you bind a card, it's like, yeah, no, you're gonna either take one for your deck and bind it, or I'm just gonna gain a crap ton of power, and you can't stop this thing. So, yeah. If this is what came fourth, I'm actually amazed it came fourth. It must have had some unfortunate bad luck happen to it. It must have went up against DRAGNOA, because how else do you explain that, you know? But I beg to digress. Like, this deck is actually really good. I think it's going to be one of the better decks in the format going forward. But that being said, that's the list. Those are the lists. That's what happened at Worlds. I hope they update and fix these lists here, because oh my god, what the hell happened here? Like, none of these lists are correct. Like, I'm pretty sure the first and fourth place list is good, but I can't tell you if, like, Because obviously Hope on Damp is banned, so like they need to fix these lists ASAP because this is just embarrassing. But let me know in the comment section what you guys think about all this. Until next time, this is Noah, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.